Just hit on a little bit. What are the differences there? And when is it appropriate to use one versus the other?
No, it's a great question because I think there are different levels, right? And I think it doesn't mean in our mind, if you go with a Q of E light or a very simple proof of cash or a very simple due diligence, it doesn't mean that you're sacrificing quality, right? So I think that's a big distinction. We don't recommend our clients to do a Q of E light just because we want to give the cheap option. What we're looking at is the level of due diligence, the amount of reporting and time that has to get spent into to do a full report is hours on hours, and it'll probably cost you $25,000. And if you're buying a business for 300 or a $500,000, you may not want to spend that much money on a due diligence report that maybe is not needed. Or another example of a deal we just worked on actually is that a business was open for less than 12 months. So the level of due diligence that was even possible on a deal like that was very difficult because all the numbers were so new. The trends were young in the business life. I think when we talk about Q of E light, quality of earnings light, or proof of cash light, it might be doing a report where maybe we're only looking at a defined period of time. So maybe we're only looking at 1 quarter or 1 year worth of proof of cash instead of 5 or 6 years worth of proof of cash. So I think it's making sure that you're finding a deal that matches the size of your purchase relative to the quality that you're getting out of the report that can help you put together a proper offer to know that you're on the right track.
I know it ranges based on complexity, but give just a general price range. General range for quality of earnings light, not that their quality is any different, but just the amount of reporting or proof of cash. What should someone basically plan for if they're wanting to do due diligence on a business, let's call it under $1 million? What does that look like?
Yeah, I would say those deals are going to range somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000. That's typically what we've seen over the last 12 months. Sometimes a little bit higher, sometimes a little bit lower, but that's where we've seen the hours that are needed. Again, it's also not just the initial report, but then it's also the follow up on it. We walk the clients through what do we see, what don't we see. We give them a written summary as well. And then a lot of times there'll be follow up questions. And what we never want to get into it, we never want to have a back and forth with clients on is okay, now every time you talk to us, now the clock is turning, right? You have to start paying us almost like a meter in a cab. We want to avoid that. So we try to price out a deal where now we'll help you through the finish line to get the deal done.